Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday, happy Monday. Hell, happy any time of the week when you watch this episode. But welcome to another episode. Why are you laughing? But now that you mentioned it, podcast with Roll J and RJ, I'm Roll.
I'm Jay.
Hey, and
up
I'm
here is-
RJ.
Up here is Laffy the Clown for some reason, whatever he's got going on.
Finish the intro and I'll tell you why.
Anyway, we want to thank you again, guys, for sticking with us, watching and tuning in for another episode. If you would please give us a like and subscribe, ding the bell so that you get notified every time we drop another fantastic episode loaded chock full of amazing content with two great personalities in Jay. So if you choose to consume our product via audio format, you can tune into iHeartRadio. You can also check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and Spotify. Don't forget to no touching. Don't forget to reach out to us through any of our social media platforms. Why are you making me laugh, RJ? Check out our Facebook page, our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And of course, you can check our website, now that you mentioned it.org, where RJ, the laugher, the joker, the guy who's trying to spin my wheels off, has put links for all of this. So, Jay, how about you and I get this thing started and let RJ finish his giggles over here on the side?
Well, don't forget
Okay,
when you
hold
go to
on.
the now that you mentioned .org, click that merch button. Go get you some now that you mentioned it merch.
Yeah, and
Get your
put more money in
mustache,
Jay's pocket, by the
get
way.
you,
But anyway.
Hey, but that podcast money's paying for all the holes in my roof.
Damn.
I'm out. You know what? I
didn't make any jokes like that, man.
So in case any of the viewers are wondering, Jay's talking about this little hole right here.
So the hovel is falling apart.
Yeah. So unfortunately, with Snowmageddon, we found out we have a few leaks in my outside restroom. We had a plumber come over, and that knucklehead thought that he was going to give me a new vent in my office out here. So now I got to get my contractor out here and make some additional repairs. But anyway, the podcast must go on.
It must.
So the reason I was laughing is because Jay didn't even give you any time to like prepare your notes
I
for
know.
the intro. He just said, "All right, let's go."
I know, man. He first of all, like I said, we don't even get paid. He's keeping all the podcast money, and that fool's trying to put us on a timer because he says he's got a golf. He's got to get ready for his golf outing with what's the producer you say you're going to meet with tomorrow, Jay? Since you're trying to
Harvey Weinstein, I think he said.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I'm not meeting with Harvey Weinstein. People, calm down. Not playing golf with him. Not playing golf with Bill Cosby, and I'm definitely not playing golf with Maxine Gisele, whatever her last name is, or Prince Edward.
Damn.
Isn't it Prince Andrew?
Andrew Edward. I don't know.
You might as well just say the whole royal family on it.
Damn.
Hey,
Damn.
first of all, my royal, I from the Queen down to Harry. That's where I stopped. The rest of them are all Antillay characters in my mind.
Oh, as they call them, fringe royals.
Yeah, they're fringe royals. That's exactly what they are.
Have you seen The Crown, Jay?
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen every episode.
He's the one that put us onto that show.
Well, no, okay, you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot. He's the one. So you obviously made me an addict of it too, because I watch it. We've already seen every episode. We can't wait for season 5.
Yep.
But that was one of the craziest scenes that was in season 4, is when Prince Andrew is sitting there whining about the fact that the press is covering Queen Elizabeth's stand against, or basically where her and Prime Minister Thatcher are feuding over this coalition that she's trying to put together. And Prince Charles is walking in there and said, well, he says, give the media a break. They're looking for something else to cover other than fringe royals.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then walks out of the room cold as ice, man.
Slap in the face, man. You know, it's funny you talk about that, and the royal family has often been given that moniker of they are cold-hearted people in the way that they deal with family problems and things like that, and the way that the whole Princess Diana thing went down when she passed. If you guys have not seen the movie The Queen with God, what is her name, man? I'll pull it up, but that is an amazing story. It tells a story. What's that?
Freddie Mercury?
Not that Queen.
Oh,
the other
Queen. Oh, you're talking about the rock band Queen. My bad.
No. There's
a
movie.
You're talking about Bohemian Rhapsody.
No. There's a movie called The Queen.
The Queen's Gambit?
No.
That's a miniseries. That's not a movie.
You guys are actually going to make me do this. It's Helen Mirren and Michael Sheeran. It tells the whole movie focuses on the 48-hour or 72-hour stretch from the time Diana dies until the Queen makes a statement about it, and how the press and the people of England just like were losing faith in her because of the way that they all felt about Diana.
Oh yeah.
It's a really, really good movie, man. Helen Mirren does an amazing job as the Queen.
Is that the blind chick?
Not Helen Keller, you fool.
I know. I just wanted to throw you off.
Somebody got jokes tonight, man.
I know. He's got the giggles or something. He's got something going on, man.
God.
At any rate, great flick. Go check it out, man. It's a good one, bro. If you haven't seen it, if you like The Crown, you'll like this movie.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I definitely like The Crown. I mean, it's the actress that they cast even the actor that they cast to play Charles.
Yeah,
he's a really, really good actor, and his performance is good. But the actress that plays Diana,
yeah, she's really good. Her and Gillian Anderson, the one that's playing Margaret Thatcher.
Oh yeah,
dude.
And you know what? It took me forever to realize it was Gillian. Like I would watch the opening credits and I kept seeing her name, and I kept telling Kathy, "Where in the hell is Gillian Anderson?" And then she said, "Well, she's playing Margaret Thatcher." It blew my mind.
Well, I mean, Olivia Colman has won an Academy Award. She's a great actress. I honestly don't like the guy who's playing Philip in the third and fourth season.
In these later years.
Yeah. I liked Matt Smith when Matt Smith was playing Prince Philip. But yeah, you're right, man. The guy that they cast as Charles is dead on. The girl that they cast as Diana,
Lady Diana,
is Elizabeth Debicki. Dude, she excellent performance. I mean, if you go look at pictures of Diana and pictures of her side by side, it's uncanny. And I'll tell you what, the makeup, the costumes, everything about The Crown is so spot on when it comes to the way some of these characters look and act and their mannerisms and things like that it's ridiculous, man.
Well, let me go on the record. I know this is based on a book, which is based on, some of the real stories. But I got to tell you, Prince Charles is a punk, man.
Oh, yeah.
He is a punk.
I think at some point they're going to have to get a skeleton to play Prince Philip.
Damn. Hey, he'll be 100 this year, I think. I think he turns 100 in May or June.
Damn.
This year.
Yeah, hey, the Queen's not that far behind him. She's only like 5 years younger than him. She's 95 or 96.
Mm-hmm.
I know that fool ready to go.
Wow.
I'm just saying, man, he's lived through some historic events, a pandemic, a couple wars.
The Man on the Moon.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're not here to talk about the Royals.
Trying to quit sucking off Britain over here.
By the way, in June he'll be 100. June.
Yeah,
10th.
June.
I'm gonna go pour some tea in the ocean just
I know,
to
man.
rid myself of the.
I'm surprised JJ
the-
hadn't started breaking out a British accent for now. You know.
Well, I'm easing in. Like I'm getting used to the taste of
God.
Earl Grey and milk. That's where I'm at right now.
I'll stick with Topo Chico,
Next time,
unofficial
he's
sponsor
gonna.
of the Now That You Mention It podcast show.
Our podcasts are gonna have to start being longer so he can account for tea time and crumpets.
What? Tea and crumpets, homie. I'm down. I don't know what a crumpet is, but I'll eat the hell out of one.
Next time we go to a
Ugh.
seafood restaurant, he's gonna be like, "Let me get the fish and chips."
No, he won't. I promise you, he won't.
Hey,
Give me a good old shepherd's pie, and I'll be all right.
Oh my god!
So anyway, what do you guys want to talk about tonight?
Well, I was RJ and I, we were kind of talking about, backstage about the difference between.
Y'all still on
No,
that?
I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. The
Okay.
difference between the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers. And now I have been vaccinated. I've gotten both my doses. I know you have. RJ, have you?
I got my first one today, actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
You got your tracking chip?
Yep.
No, the tracking chip doesn't come till the second dose.
Oh, that's
The-
right. You're right.
The first one is what weakens your immune system for your body to accept the tracking chip.
Oh, that's right.
You're right. You're
That's why
right.
that's why they do it in 2 stages.
You're right.
Which
My
one
bad.
did you get, RJ? The Moderna,
Pfizer,
the
baby.
or the Johnson & Johnson?
Pfizer, baby.
Pfizer. I think that I don't know why, but that seems to be the overall consensus to be the best one. Not sure how that came about, but SNL
Which
did
is-
it really-
Which sounds better, Pfizer or Moderna?
Moderna sounds like a beer you have with some lime.
Man, hey, you're onto something. Maybe that's how they should give you your vaccine is in alcohol. I guarantee you there'll be a lot more voluntary vaccinations at that point. I guarantee it.
Hell, half of Dallas would have been packed at Parkland today.
But we were talking about that. We make the
80% of them
joke about-
Mexican.
Damn.
we
The
make-
Michelada vaccine.
We got to patent that. We got to patent that, dude. We got to trademark that. We got to trademark the Michelada vaccine.
well,
Leche Sprite, leche un poco de Lysol, and then Corona. Dude, you know that Mexicans put Lysol on everything.
Vicks Vapor Rub, dude. That's how you cure coronavirus.
Oh, okay. My bad. Keep going.
But we were talking about the fact that there are so many people who don't want to get the vaccine because they're afraid of getting tracked. And I've heard that people on TikTok talk about it, but it's crazy. And I told RJ, I said, dude, if you have one of these in your pocket, you're being tracked right now. The government got you. If you're watching us on any device, your laptop, your smart TV, your phone, if you're watching the Now That You Mention It podcast right now with Roll J and RJ on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe, click the bell so you can get notification when our new content comes out. Government's got you, baby.
But hey, hold on. I just
See
want to
this little
also
button
say
right here.
we have nothing to do with the government tracking you. So continue to watch our podcast
Oh, yeah,
by any
absolutely.
means,
You
please.
see that little button, that little hole right there?
Yeah.
Right there. That's directly linked to a NASA satellite. So they know exactly where you are at every minute of every day of every second of your life.
Well, and you know what? We got into the discussion because we were talking back screen about the fact that there's a software out there that you use for your business that can give you so much analytic data on, certain areas of a city. Like if you wanted to know, like you were talking about, any taco chain, what their rankings are based on how much money's coming in, based on how many people check into that location, average ticket sizes and things like that. And the amount of data that's just out there on everybody it's incredible. It's mind-boggling to know that. Have you guys ever seen the movie Minority Report?
Of course. Of
Huh?
course.
You
Well,
ever seen RJ?
RJ has.
Maybe I have. Maybe it's been a while if I have.
Tom Cruise movie, but
It sounds
the way-
familiar, actually.
the way that they track you is by your eyes. Like whenever you walk into a mall, you walk by an eye scanner and the scanner will scan your eyes, and all of a sudden custom ads will pop up saying, hey, these are the jeans that you want. Hey, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. Leal. Hey, welcome back to the Vista Ridge Mall. Your favorite jeans that you bought 2 pair of back in, 2017 are on sale again. Maybe you should go get a pair. That's the way they track you. And the way he has to keep the government from tracking him, but once he becomes wanted, is he has to go get an eye replacement. So he buys, eyes of a dead guy so that they can't track that it's him.
Mhm.
But if you get caught with these eyes, it's a death penalty. It's crazy that
Which, I never really understood because, I mean, if everybody's in the system and someone dies and technology, well, first of all, Minority Report is a very futuristic film.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if the technology exists where they can scan your eyes even without you looking directly at any given camera, they're just, they have all these cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you could be looking in any direction and basically it'll scan your eyes anyway. So if we have the technology like that in the future, you mean to tell me they can't track instantaneously when a person dies, update a database somewhere? So if John Smith died at 10 o'clock on a Monday, how's his eyes showing up at the mall at 5:30 on the Tuesday?
Dude, we're in 2021 and they can't track dead voters.
Well, aside from that,
good point.
The main point, counter argument to your point, I guess, is it's a movie. It wouldn't be any fun if it made sense and was only 20 minutes long.
How it should have ended in like 5 minutes or less.
True.
But yeah, I mean, I guess my whole thing is you people who if you're so afraid of the government tracking you through a vaccination, your fear is misplaced.
It's too late. They would have placed the tracker the moment you were born.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. My thing is, what are they afraid of? Or, what is it they feel they need to hide from the government? If they were that important of if they were committing that major of a crime, like some major drug dealer, the FBI is most likely already on them anyways. And if they hadn't paid, I don't think the IRS is losing sleep over people who, haven't paid a few thousand taxes. Now, maybe, you get into 7 figures, 6, 6, maybe even 5 figures. They're a little more worried about it, but I don't know. People make it out to seem like they're this.
RJ, if I were you, I'd stop. Otherwise, you might get a text message here in the next 10 minutes. You've been selected randomly for an IRS audit.
I didn't say I didn't say I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
These people who I went and, like I said, I've gotten my first vaccine. I'm not trying to
but
necessarily hide from the government.
These people that are fighting the vaccine and fighting are the same people who'll stop at a red light. So let me ask you about the psychology of stopping at a red light. Why do we stop at red lights?
I don't know. Have you driven in Dallas lately, Uncle Jay?
I was about to say, there are a whole lot of people that don't stop at red lights.
Okay. Most of us, 95% of us will stop at a red light. But why? Why do we stop at a red light?
Because we've been programmed to.
Because the government told us that we had to, right? Why do we drive a speed limit? Now, granted, hold on. Don't look at me like that. In Texas, even though the posted limit is what we're supposed to drive, we all know that it's acceptable to go anywhere from 15 to 20 miles over that limit based on where you are on any given stretch of highway. All
Texas DPS, you heard that?
Yeah, I know that's right.
Look,
I was thinking like 5 miles, 10 miles over. He said 15, 20.
I was on the highway the other day behind a DPS officer. I was doing 75 in a 60 and he was still ahead of me. So that dude was doing 85, 90. So, if he's going to pull me over for speeding, I got something to say about that.
This reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit where he's Black Bush, and he tells what was the organization, Dave?
Huh? When he's telling NATO.
Oh yeah, NATO's like, why don't you sanction me with your army? Oh, that's right, you ain't got one. That's what the officer's thinking of you. What are you gonna do? Arrest him?
But my point is, we are all programmed with these day-to-day minutia laws that, I mean, think about it this way. I can understand stopping at a red light when you're at a busy intersection, when there's cars coming, because that's what's going to stop you from getting hurt. But have you ever stopped at a red light in the dead of night when there's no other cars around?
Nope.
Nothing going on. There's no people.
Did you say no?
Nope.
Wow.
Never committed a crime in my life.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
But I'm saying, why do you stop at that red light at that point? What are the consequences of you passing it if there's nobody around you, but you still stop? Why? Because your brain has already been programmed that, hey, this light is red. Red means stop. That's what I'm supposed to do. So if you're willing to do that, then getting a vaccine should not scare you. I know RJ talked about the fact that people were chiming in that how can we develop a vaccine so quickly? What was it that you said, RJ?
Yeah, it's just that so there was someone who was on Twitter basically saying, it took us 30 years to develop a flu vaccine, which flu was came around for the first time, 100 years ago? More than that?
The flu's been around since the time, dude. The influenza has been around hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about a vaccine for the flu is what he's talking about.
The vaccine for the flu, at least. It took 30 years to develop, which, science, technology is not in the place now where it was then. And even they also referenced another vaccine that was developed in, I want to say it was 2000, that took 9 years to get right. Well, we're 21 years from the year 2000. Our computers are in our phone now. Your iPhone is your iPod. You're basically a mini laptop, and so much more now.
This thing is 1,000 times more powerful than the first computers that were made in the early 60s and 70s. 1,000 times more powerful, and you hold that power in the palm of your hand. To think that what this thing right here does for us on a daily basis compared to what, hell, even 20 years ago, in the year 2000, I mean, in the year 2000, you still had separate devices for music. You still had iPods.
We still had PDAs.
You still had separate.
In the year 2000, I still had an antenna on my phone.
Wow.
Hello.
Again, you were hauling around Dallas when dinosaurs were still roaming the earth, so we're not worried about that.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You guys are ridiculous tonight.
But no, I mean, the point is that
go get vaccinated. That's the point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or at least go get you a Michelada vaccine.
Oh my God.
Or
the other thing is,
don't forget to visit the unofficial sponsor of the Now That You Mention It podcast, Topo Chico. With a twist of lemon. Anyway, back to the podcast.
I don't think twist of lemon is a flavor, homeboy.
Twist of lemon.
I can't. There's a glare on that. I can't see that. Oh, you put a lemon in there. Gotcha. Anyways, the other thing is, there are these people who say, well, I've never gotten sick as an adult. That's because your parents took you to get vaccinated as a kid. How do you think you were able to go to school? I mean, especially if you went to college. In college, what was the most recent the MMR vaccine, I think, in order to register for college classes in the 2012 and after. I think you had to get the MMR vaccine. I think it is. There was some vaccine, and I don't know. That's just my thing. Is that how do you think you've been able to not have these diseases for all these years? Because your parents went and took you to get vaccinated as a kid. You're just too lazy to go get it as an adult. That's my thing. Don't get me wrong. I won't lie. I'm guilty of it to some extent too. I haven't gotten a flu vaccine in Lord knows how long until this year because of COVID.
Well, I think that disqualifies you then from coming down on all these people that haven't got vaccinated if you don't even go get the damn flu vaccine.
But hold on, the flu's been around for how long, and we build how much of a herd immunity to it? I have my chicken pox. I've got my measles. I've got my, name it.
Thank your mama for all that.
Okay, and I'm not disputing that. But I also she helped me, but I arranged my COVID vaccine.
I was gonna say, did you have to call your mom to get you to make an appointment for your COVID?
No, she didn't make the appointment. She just, pulled some
She
strings.
she just twisted his arm to make sure he got it.
No, she didn't.
Book.
No, she didn't. I've been telling her I wanted to get it.
RJ, do you have a pair of devils?
Babe, don't forget to put in the comments below about your son and some of the incorrect versions of the truth that he's sharing with us.
Unlike some of my peers, I didn't want to steal the vaccine from, the age groups that had already been approved. So,
damn, he's talking about us, bro.
No, I'm talking about people
we're not
my age who got it before they should have.
Well, let me tell you, when I went to go get my vaccine, there sure were a whole lot of people in your age group there. And
that's what I'm saying.
You never know when someone has a truly underlying health issue.
Yeah,
but there sure were a lot of healthy-looking 20-somethings in that in those lines while I was there.
And I had that thought too while I was getting my first shot today. There was someone around my age already getting his second dose, and I'm like, hold on a minute. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I shouldn't be so quick to judge. This person could have underlying condition, but still.
Well, wait a minute. So first of all, you're criticizing people for not going and getting the vaccine, but now you're criticizing the people that went and got it early because they want to make sure they're vaccinated against COVID.
We're just having a conversation, man. Jeez, why do you have to attack me? I'm just trying to point it. I'm not saying don't go get it, but I'm also saying
what are you?
You don't have to feel the need to skip the line either.
That's just a fact of life these days.
There are, that's true.
Boys.
That to you.
Look, bottom line is this: Major League Baseball starts tomorrow.
Oh my God!
Opening day, baby.
So you're gonna watch the Houston Astros?
The only good team in Texas.
Okay, so I will go through that procedure that Tom Cruise went through on Minority Report to have my eyes removed and then replaced with somebody else's eyes before I watch Houston Astros opening day baseball.
All I gotta say is thank God Rougned Odor didn't make the roster.
Hey man, he left town on the 2 horses that the Rangers gave him.
No kidding.
Well, but hey, he walked away from Texas with $24 million guaranteed.
I know, and that's the one thing that I will never really understand in sports. It always seems to me that a player can have really one really, really good year, and all of a sudden they get the windfall payday, and then they never live up to that contract. Now I get it. It's a business. I know that all these agents, they're really, really good at what they do, but it is getting a little frustrating that we seem to overpay for talent in this town.
Yeah, I was just about to say that seems to be the story of the Rangers, post the World Series run.
Rangers. Let's talk about another team that likes to overpay for mediocre talent. I'm not going to name them, but I'm drinking out of the cup right now.
Hey, and
they've made the playoffs more at least.
Have they? Have they really?
Yeah.
I don't know if backing into the playoffs and getting trounced in the first round counts. I'm just saying it is what it is.
Yeah, and the next time you want to defend, well, maybe not defend them, but the next time you want to make that remark, don't forget the favorite linebacker that's going to be starting on your defense this year. Mr. Jalen Smith.
You mean Casper?
Damn.
Jalen must have like an anti-magnetic field to the football. Because he's always on the opposite end of the field.
Wow. Dude, you're already shredding him. You never know. He may have been playing hurt last year, and you're dogging him, and he might be a comeback player.
Was the case. He's been playing hurt for a couple of years now.
Damn.
Hey, give me Sean Lee back on the field. I'll take a 50% Sean Lee at this point.
Shit,
what's
that Michael Young doing?
Oh, damn. That movie, what's it called? Unbreakable? The one where with Bruce Willis and
oh yeah, Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson plays the Glass Man.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that Sean Lee's new nickname?
Who is that? Whose nickname? Sorry, you cut out.
Sean Lee.
Damn.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you just like I told RJ. You could say Sean Lee's Glass Man. You go look at how many tackles he has in half a season compared to what Jalen Smith and those guys have in a full season, and then you come talk to me.
All right, I'll give you that.
So anyway, let's move on to something more fun and upbeat, because we know
let's talk about Satan shoes.
Okay, talk about Satan shoes.
RJ, you're gonna have to lead the herd on this one, because I know a little about it. I've read a little bit about the story, but Lil Nas X, that seems to be in your wheelhouse over there.
Damn.
Okay, first of all, it's definitely not in my wheelhouse, but I will, take the lead on discussing the topic. So, I think it was over the weekend.
Yeah.
At least sometime in the last week. Lil Nas X, singer of Old Town Road, popular hit song in America. I don't know about other countries, but he released a new song. I don't know what the hell the name of it is. Had to do with him giving the devil a lap dance. And in agreement, or not agreement, in coordination with the release of the music video, he, along with what you would call, I guess, like a shoe customization house.
Yeah, customization.
Yeah, there's no affiliation to Nike. These shoes were not approved by Nike whatsoever. What they do is they go and buy a shoe, just a generic shoe, which in this case would have been a black Nike Air Max, and they take it and they customize it. Well, what they did is they made 666 pairs of this shoe, obviously representing the devil. The laces of each shoe have a pentagram, a bronze pentagram on them. There's supposedly a drop of human blood in the sole of this shoe. What else? And
is it Nike suing him now?
Not him. They're suing the
customization company.
Yeah, this customization company. Because obviously the internet got wind of this, especially right wing, Catholic Twitter or Christian Twitter.
These shoes sold out like in under an hour, right?
Yeah, they did. Not even. It was like in minutes.
Jesus, man.
And to be fair,
No,
to
not
some extent,
Jesus. Lucifer.
Well, yeah,
Damn.
apparently not Jesus.
to be fair, this collaborator that he worked with, they also previously dropped a Jesus edition of this shoe that had Jesus on the cross in the laces. The soles had water from, I think, Jerusalem that had been blessed by a priest. So it's not like this company necessarily is devil worshippers or something like that. I think they just were taking not advantage, but taking opportunity of a situation to work with pretty popular musical artists right now. And of course the boomers of Facebook and all social media got upset. And I don't know, to some extent I can understand. I do understand where they're coming from, because I don't know that I would. Yeah, there you go.
Dude,
Like,
that
I'm not supporting this shoe. I'm not buying this shoe. And I know some of the feedback from my peers and what is that? Gen Z? Is that Annabelle's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Annabelle.
Gen Z is that, you're taking it too serious. It's not that deep, but I don't know, man. I'm not buying any
First of
merch
all-
I'm not buying any merch from the devil. Not that he's the devil, but it has devil stuff on it. The Bible clearly says, don't worship false idols.
talk about tempting fate too, man.
And I get it. Look, you don't have to believe in. I think this transcends Christianity, right? I think even if you're Jewish, you're not going to go buy this shoe. I know there's atheists, and I'm not here to tell people. I'm not some big. I do believe in God. Obviously, went to Catholic school, have my beliefs. I don't think I'm here to force my religion upon other people. But I do find it a little bit offensive when people are defending the shoe and saying that, oh, well, you believe in a fairy tale, right? Referencing the Bible as a fairy tale. Because I just find it hard to believe that, for people to say God doesn't exist. I think he works wonders in this world every day. Certainly has blessed me and my family. And I think for those people who, say, oh, well, he's never done anything for me, I feel like you're discounting, the blessings he's giving you and trying to take credit, for some of the things that you've accomplished. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say God gave me things, but I think he gave me the tools to accomplish things. So while I support your right not to believe in God, you're not going to tell me that the Bible is a fairy tale, that Jesus was a myth, that God doesn't exist. I don't care what name he goes by. Allah. Whenever I pray, I always say, I don't, forgive me if I use the wrong name, because I don't know, who am I to say if Judaism is right, if Islam is right? I don't care what name God goes by, if it's a he or she. I just believe there's a higher power, and I believe that ultimately that's what God cares about. Not whether I use the right name, and how I live my life. Ultimately, not to go on a religious rant, but I don't know, the fact that these shoes are being so, I get it to some extent. I also get, it's just a pair of shoes. I know that.
Well, and I think the reality is the people that are buying the shoes are collectors. These are, I'm sure that there might be a handful that are motivated for other reasons, but I shouldn't promise. I speculate that most of the people that bought this shoe is because there's only 666 pair.
They're doing it as a bit.
Not necessarily as a bit. I think it's more along the lines of anything that is a limited edition
is going to sell.
It's going to have some sort of appreciation value, because what you can say is that there will never be more than 666 people at any one time in the entire world that will own this shoe or this pair of shoes. There
Yeah.
can eventually be less, as some of them are destroyed or lost or ruined or whatever, but there never will be any more than 666.
And the
so,
two highest price pair are going to be pair 1 and pair 666.
yeah,
And
well,
6.
you're absolutely right. Well,
I wonder.
Six
Yeah.
pair 6, 1, 66, and 666. Those
just-
4.
I wonder if it's true that it does have a drop of human blood in it. Whose blood is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, some of the other videos I've seen, from, like we were talking about the people at Barstool Sports, they were to some extent ridiculing people who attack these shoes. Not like, defending the shoes, but saying, hey, you guys, you're making a bigger deal than it is. But one of the guys who was commenting on it said, it's probably not even really a drop of blood. They're probably just telling you that, so that one, because think about it, at the same time, think about how much press he's getting just from the people who are,
of all this.
yeah, the controversy of all this. It's been
dude,
on Fox News. It's been on pretty much every.
And a lot of people are killing it in TikTok with memes about him.
Yeah.
So his name is being mentioned everywhere. It's like they say in show business, there's no such thing as bad press. It's press. You're getting the attention. You're getting the people are talking about you. They're saying your name, and that's keeping you top of mind. And after, I guess, the roller coaster that he went through as an artist with his one major hit, I think most artists have try to find a way to get back to that pinnacle, and I think maybe this is his grasp at getting back to that pinnacle, because there was a time, what was it, 2 years ago or a year ago, however long it was, when he was at the top of the world, and not just for 15 minutes, he was there for months. That song was the biggest song of the year.
I don't know that he's fallen that far out of the limelight, because I've seen him in Doritos commercials. I've seen him in, I can't remember the commercial they played recently where I think it has something to do with colors. Maybe it was a printer or something like that. All I know is I've seen him multiple times in some sort of marketing or advertising over the last 6 months. Now, obviously, since I don't recall what the product was, it wasn't that memorable, but nonetheless, I still have seen him. So, I mean, he's still in some sort fashion is still staying in the limelight. And plus, I'm not his target demographic, right? I'm not, the only reason that I even paid any attention to Old Town Road was because number one, Billy Ray Cyrus, right? And we grew up listening to some of Billy Ray Cyrus. In fact, I remember JD learning the Achy Breaky when that song was at the top of the charts, and how he used to try to
tell my heart.
see.
God,
tell you. And,
Dude,
and
I was all over Achy Breaky.
I think we just lost 5 viewers right there.
Hey, we may have lost 5, but I guarantee you we gained 10 because they love that song.
Oh God.
Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, yes, I think you're right. I think this is more than anything, it's an attention grab stunt, if you will. Everything that RJ said, I truly believe that everybody who wants a relationship with God in whatever form or fashion, you're going to go have it, regardless of what anybody else says. I don't go too public with my views about religion, other than I know I firmly believe there is a higher power and there is somebody watching out for us. But that's my view, and we're not here to, I guess, espouse too much religion. Jay, I know you're a hardcore atheist, so I don't want to offend you, but
I thought he was into Scientology.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he converted last year to Scientology.
Well, Tom Cruise made a compelling argument.
I forgot he was like an alien.
Is that code for something?
He worships the aliens.
Me and the Big G, we're on first name terms, so I'm good.
Oh, here we go. Nanu, or no? Nanu.
I don't know. I mean, I guess
Anyway-
at the end of the day, it's just
Anyway,
like it's just to some extent it is just a pair of shoes, but I'm not gonna go buy them.
well, my guess is that none of the teams that are in the Final Four are going to be wearing Little Nas X shoes anytime. But you got the Final Four cranking up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor, Gonzaga,
Houston.
Houston. Oh God, Houston, and who else? Who am I missing?
RJ, do you know?
UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA. The Bruins. So
My money's on Gonzaga. They're pretty good.
Gonzaga's really good. Baylor's really good. I think everybody is hoping for Gonzaga, Baylor, 2 number 1 seeds in the championship game. Gonzaga and UCLA play first, I think. Is it tonight? Aren't they playing tonight? As a matter
No, I
of
don't
fact,
think they play till Saturday.
no. Are you sure? I think they play.
Hold on, dude.
Yeah, because I think Baylor and or maybe it's next week. Anywho, I would agree with you that I think Gonzaga is probably going to be the team to beat. But I think that Baylor is going to want to have something to say about that. Man, I didn't mean to stop down the show. How long does it take your internet to look up the NCAA?
Oh, let me see here.
Saturday, April 3rd.
Saturday, yeah, both
Yeah.
games are Saturday. One at 4, one at 7:30.
Yep, Houston, Baylor, and then it's Gonzaga and UCLA.
Okay. So Jay, you're saying Gonzaga, Baylor. No, you're saying Gonzaga to win it all. But
Yeah.
who's going to win this next round first before we
I hope Baylor trounces the hell out of Houston. Houston
Wow.
deserves nothing good in the sports scene. I hope they get beat by 50 points.
Hey, look, just because the Aggies can't get past the round of 32 does not mean you should be coming down on Houston. At least they
Right.
got there.
Why you got to bring up old shit?
Oh, A&M's a football school. My bad.
There you go. And a baseball.
That's why they've been to the college playoff, right?
And when was the last
All
time
in
SMU sniffed a winning season?
okay, first of
The
all,
same amount of times that A&M has.
SMU is the only program that has gone through the death penalty.
Yeah,
And because of the devastation that it caused, the NCAA has not done it to
Never
any
done it
other
again.
program. Even though you can't tell me that there are just as many programs out there doing the same damn thing they busted the Mustangs on.
So what
They're
conference
doing it
is SMU playing now? The WAC or the SMAC or the All American Conference or what conference is that?
Did you say the smack?
Dude,
Yes, he
that's
did.
SMU. That's the thing is nobody knows. I mean, hell, they're playing in the same conference with South Lake Carroll. But yeah, I'm just saying, at least A&M plays in a real conference. You know,
All I know is that A&M,
For what? To do what?
A&M came to Dallas to play SMU a couple years ago.
And
That's right.
I'm just saying.
They found SMU at least worthy of being some type of an opponent.
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, all those good D1 teams need a patsy every now and then. So, hell, I mean, Alabama plays Eastern whatever university every year.
That's all right. Alabama wins championships.
Man, I didn't
All
know
I'm saying is,
I didn't know I had a rolled tide in my family.
No, you don't. But he's trying to compare the fact that A&M plays SMU to Alabama playing a nobody.
I'm just
What
saying,
is-
I'm
what-
guessing that Lancaster varsity could take SMU.
I think you're wrong.
I think Lancaster's quarterback might throw for 400 on SMU.
Well, yeah. Well, we see what we see what the quality players at the A&M program puts out there. Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Can't even get on the football field in the Canadian League.
I guarantee you, if Stephen Jones had let Jerry take that pick, Johnny Manziel would be leading the Cowboys to a Super Bowl, baby. Because he was put in a terrible situation by being drafted by Cleveland.
We'd be in the same position as the Rangers right now.
Cleveland is where football players go to die, where their careers end before they even start.
I don't know. Baker Mayfield might have something to say about that.
I know that's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Baker Mayfield does anything of value, let me know.
He took him to the playoffs for the first time in forever.
And where they got the ass whooped, right?
I know Johnny Manziel didn't get him there. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, because he had Romeo Crennel as his freaking
Johnny Manziel got him to the pick for Baker Mayfield. That's about it.
Damn. I'm just saying, you put Johnny Football behind that offensive line that we had back then. Cowboys are scoring 45 a game, baby.
Johnny Manziel couldn't even see that over that offensive line.
I don't think Johnny Manziel even scored 45 in the Canadian Football League.
And they spotted him 30.
Wow. Such hatred on this program for the great Johnny Manziel.
All right. So I'm looking over at some of the other topics we kind of kicked around there. Yeah. And not to get too sports heavy, but it is a little bit of sports since Jay likes jumping on the Houston market so much. Let's talk about his favorite quarterback there, Mr. Deshaun Watson, who finds himself in a considerable amount of hot water here as of late.
He is up to 20 cases filed against him by masseuses in Houston area. Now, I will say this. This topic has been brought up, this conspiracy theory that this is a Houston Texans trying to drag his name down because he doesn't want to play there anymore.
Count me as a believer in that.
Because he has never, prior to this, had any kind of scrapes, any kind of complaints, any kind of anything. And there have been Houston area masseuses that have come out in defense of Deshaun Watson, saying he's always been a perfect gentleman every time he was in their facilities. So, is this a case of the Houston Texans trying to wreck a man's reputation to stop him from leaving their franchise? That's my question.
In the famous words of Kobe, I wish we knew.
Oh, my God. Well, it's hard to say. Honestly, that's the truth. I mean, with that amount of people, I do believe that if he has done something, he does need to pay for it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to diminish. If genuinely any of these, women did experience it, I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to diminish, what they went through. But I do find it weird that none of this happened till he wanted a trade from Houston. Why not when he got his contract extension, when he got all that money?
And furthermore, coming out of a woodwork then.
Exactly. And furthermore, it's very odd that all these women are represented by a personal friend of the Houston Texans owner, and no evidence has been filed with the Houston Police Department. We haven't seen any kind of, now I know to some extent this category is very much, hearsay. But with this amount of women, I got to believe there's at least a shred of evidence, and we haven't seen any.
I hear what you're saying, and for the most part, I agree with so many of the points you just made. All I got to say is, if this ever turns out to be linked to that owner, that guy is the biggest effing idiot in the world. Because for you to go out and do something like this and basically drag a person's name through the mud in the, for no other reason other than what, vengeance, or
And
to
how
eliminate
fast
any options that Deshaun Watson has. I
How
don't
fast do
get
you
it.
think Robert Goodell will be there to take that franchise away from him?
Oh, I know, and that's what I'm saying. You mean to tell me you'd be risking all of that for a stupid bout of revenge? I mean, I hope it's not the case.
Well, when it's $200 million revenge,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but bro, even the Houston Texans, which you could argue is, the swamp that you say it is still probably worth $3.5-4 billion just to have an NFL franchise is putting you in the $1 billion bracket. It's somewhere on that spectrum. For you to risk that is insane. Now, again, we're just speculating here. We're knuckleheads. We're three knuckleheads.
Yeah.
We really don't know. But I'm just making the comment that if it ever does prove to be that case, that these guys are trying to just bring Deshaun Watson down for whatever reason they have, I hope that they lose this franchise. I hope that they get smacked around themselves for being stupid, just for being stupid.
I'm going to be on. Yeah, go ahead and finish.
Now, aside from that, it is very sensitive. I mean, you certainly. I'm a father to a young lady. I would never, ever, ever in a million years want any female that I know or associated with, or just in general, to ever be in that situation where where people don't want to listen to you because you're dealing with someone who has a lot of money. And all three of us know what makes this world go round is how much power and influence you wield, how much money you have. You can squash the little guy all day long. Now, I think social media has kind of leveled that playing field, but I mean, come on. We all feel bad that some of these women may have been subjected to that. I do think it's odd that some of those issues or some of those facts that you laid out, RJ, exist, that there hasn't been any evidence. There hasn't been that they're all being represented by the same attorney. That there are other people that have come out in defense of Deshaun Watson. I mean, I think the only way this thing ever gets a resolution is it's got to get played out, I guess.
Yeah. I think that is the only way that, only time can really tell.
So Jay, tell me, what are your sources in Houston telling you?
That the best solution for Deshaun Watson is to retire from football, drive north to Dallas, and just live here, because living in Houston sucks. And I think his reality is living in Houston sucks. Hey, there's a reason why the cornerstone of that franchise for 10 years or 5-8 years, however many years he was there, JJ Watt, wanted out so bad. He knew Houston sucked. I mean, the city, the team, the ownership, all of it, dude. It smells. Every time he bit into his tuna fish Subway sandwich, it tasted funny. I
think that's a reflection on the tuna that Subway puts out more than.
They're getting
it from that water over there by Houston.
We don't have the podcast legal defense money like this guy has over here. This guy over here.
Subway, we love you. We love you, Subway.
Just make sure you cite the articles that have come out about potential fake tuna, okay? I think we're in the legally where we should be clear, because we're just referencing points from another source. We aren't producing those facts ourselves.
Yeah, we're not saying that their tuna tastes like plastic. I mean, that's somebody else saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just reiterating the fact that somebody said that their tuna tasted like plastic.
It's hypothetical, I mean,
hypothetical.
It's hearsay. Anyways, well, look, we're not the judge. We're not the Okay.
I was going to say, so obviously we're starting to push our limit on time here. I think maybe what we would like to talk to each other. I mean, one of the topics I want us to get into is one thing that Jay had mentioned, but it's something that I think we got to give a little bit of research and time, and that's the evolution of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. Oh God, I got some stuff to say on this.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun topic for us to visit. And so I want to invite any of our viewers that if you guys have any articles, research, any advice, any just comments about cryptocurrency and what you think about it, leave us a few comments so that we can pick that up in our next conversation.
And if you're a cryptocurrency miner, please send me a message because I would really like to set up, now that you mention it, Bucks.
Dude, I told you don't say that on air.
Oh, my bad.
Now he's gonna go and figure out how to get it structured, and then that'll be another income stream that we're not going to be able to get.
First of all, I was struggling to get a savings account open this year. Now you're talking about mining for cryptocurrency. Yeah, no, I'm not. Trust me, dude. I'm not. I wouldn't even begin to know how to start looking to try to mine cryptocurrency, dude.
And we'll call it not, now that you mention it, Bucks, we'll call it NetYimmy, right? So something that's a play on our an acronym on our name, but also something a little catchy. NetYimmy. That'll be our new. I mean, when you got, huh?
It sounds just Asian enough for people to buy in.
Damn, dude.
Okay, please edit that part out, especially given what's going on in the world right now.
All right, close it out, man.
Anyways, well, we just want to thank you all for being locked in with the Now That You Mention It podcast. The three of us know that time is everyone's most valuable asset, and so we value all of you giving us a piece of your time. We all really enjoy doing this, and whether it's only 5 or hopefully one day 5 million of you, we appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to us make fools of ourselves. And if you don't mind, we'd like to ask for just a few more seconds for you to give us some feedback. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podbean, or Google Podcasts, hit that follow button, turn on notifications, and if you can, leave us a rating and review. If you're dialed in visually via YouTube, please hit that like, subscribe, and click the bell to get notified so that whenever we drop new content, you'll be one of the first to know. Go find us on Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter by typing in the Now That You Mention It podcast and hitting the follow button. And if you just want to make it easier on yourself, go to nowthatyoumentionit.org, where we've set up links for all the social, all the audio formats, even YouTube, I believe. And we also have a merge button, not burden. So if you want to buy a Now That You Mention It,
burden?
No, merch Burton is what I accidentally said, but then I corrected myself.
Merch.
That's where you'll find cool stuff. Like I think Jay now has Now That You Mention It earpods. Let's see what else. I think he was coming up with a beer hat.
Have you figured out the Now That You Mention It Moco scratchers yet? Or the Moco removers?
I think he was working on koozies as well, beer bongs, stuff like that.
All of that stuff is on the Ever Given that was just freed from the Suez Canal.
Oh, damn. So what he's trying to say is we might never see it. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. And with 1 week coming to a close and a new one beginning, we want to encourage y'all to make it a great chapter in your book of life. Anyways, and last but certainly not least, a big thank you to Jesse P, because we cannot do this without you.
Amen. All right,
Good night, boys.